And now here comes Vito Mielnicki Jr. There he is, babyface kid, 17 years old. Excellent pro and amateur background as well. Take a look at the tail of the tape. Mielnicki with 147 amateur wins. Going up against Marklin Bailey, who is just 6'5". He is 25 years old, 5'7". Mielnicki, the taller man or kid in the fight at 5'10". This will be fought at welterweight, and a slight reach advantage for Mielnicki Jr. Marklin Bailey is trained by Christy Martin. There she is, coal miner's daughter, outstanding fighter in her own right. This year, by the way, for the first time, women will be on the ballot for the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And Christy Martin, already in the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, she should be expected to sail in as an International Hall of Famer. Marklin Bailey ready to go. Mielnicki Jr. 2-0 with 2 KOs. We go to the ring, and Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Well, fans, from the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas, Premier Boxing Champions presents our next attraction. Presenting our 3 judges, scoring from ringside, we have Kermit Bayless, Eric Cheek, and Lisa Jumpa. All right, fans, here we go. 4 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Introducing first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and gold trunks. Joining us from Durham, North Carolina. He weighed in at 143 1/2 pounds with a record of 6 wins, 5 losses. He has 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the Bull City Bully, introducing Marklin Bailey. His opponent across the ring is fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks, green and black trim. He's a 17-year-old boxer from Roseland, New Jersey. He weighed in at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds, undefeated in his young campaign in the ring with a record of 2 wins, no losses. Both of his wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the young protege of boxing, the undefeated fighter known as White Magic, introducing Vito Mielnicki Jr. And our referee now to give instructions, we have Russell Mora.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands. God bless you both. Touch up.
I'm excited to see this kid. Yep. Again, this is the kid we spoke to yesterday. He said, I'll be back to school on Monday. No, I got to go back to school. I've got to finish up. But his father was a boxing promoter, very involved in the sport. He obviously got involved very young. 147 amateur wins, 4 national junior titles, and 2-0 as a pro.
Very mature-looking body for a 17-year-old, too. He's a tall kid. He's 5'10", but you can see he's going to grow some more. Oh, yeah. He's put together.
And Marklin Bailey right there. Again, Marklin, his nickname Marco, 25 years old. He comes in here as an amateur, but didn't have much experience, still went to the Olympic trials, and he said, hey, look, I don't run from fights. So he's excited to be here. Gets his fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena on a heavyweight title undercard. But he will be tested as he has put in. And Lennox, you know when you're the opponent, he's got to know he's the opponent here.
Yeah, I mean, well, usually opponents come in always trying to upset the guy that they think is going to win and that they want to win. So that's what Bailey's trying to do right now.
Hey, Dustin Long was the opponent too, and he's dancing in his locker room right now. Can't believe it, knockout win in Las Vegas. I'm still stunned from that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, it was going so well for him. But right here, Marklin Bailey, he's a very adequate fighter. He's only got 4 rounds to get the job done here. But he's in much better shape than the last fight I saw him in. Christy Martin said he's in tremendous shape here, and I believe her. She's a 60-fight veteran, and she knows what she's looking at. And so it's tough. You only got 4 rounds. You got to get something done quick. If Bailey wants to win this fight, he's going to have to do something impressive early.
And Mielnicki then opens up with the jab, so he's making some early assessments, but fighting a guy who's obviously older, is a little more worldly. He's had 2 fights in the cage in MMA, wrestled in high school, did decently there, and now he's dedicated to boxing, but still trying to make his own career.
And Bailey just landed a short right hand in that exchange. He beat Mielnicki with a punch right there.
Good hook to the body as well by Bailey as he steps away. Again, opening half of this first round. Again, scheduled to 4. It's a good point, Joe, because 4 rounds, you got to make it happen quick.
Well, he did. He's got a big, right now, Mielnicki's got a nice little red spot over his left eye, right off from that solid right hand he got caught with. But landed a good left hook there himself.
Yeah, off a 3-punch combination. Bailey fires back with a jab.
Yeah, Mielnicki has good jabs, good quickness, nice poise position when he's boxing. You can tell he's got a lot of amateur fights under his belt. And he's taking his time in this first round. He's feeling Bailey out, which is nice. Good to see from a young kid.
Yeah, it's Bailey who I think has got to really impress the judges right now. Mielnicki's impressive just by the way he looks and moves and jabs. And I want to see if he goes to that. I watched some tape on him, and he's got a beautiful left uppercut off the jab. And it's a nice slip to the inside. I'm looking for him to bring that left uppercut with the right hand over the top, see if that works for him. Because I thought that Bailey, watching the tapes of him, seemed vulnerable for that type of shot. And I'm seeing that that's going to get off the ground here by Mielnicki.
Final seconds of the first round. Fans still coming into the Grand Garden Arena, getting ready for the main event later tonight. Most punches per round.
He can do anything.
In the sport.
Yeah.
What is it? Hey kid, you like boxing? ever fly a plane before? Here we go. Round 2. Again, Vito Mielnicki Jr. against Marklin Bailey. Mielnicki getting the advantage so far, and the punches landed. Dangerous counter right hand and a good uppercut by Bailey. Dangerous swinging punches.
Well, he's only got a couple more rounds after this to win this fight, so he's got to let his hands go if he wants to beat Mielnicki. And I just, I don't know what's going to happen when he gets caught. He's caught Mielnicki a couple times. Once in the first round, and right there in that exchange, got him, not really solid, but got him. See, there's that left uppercut that I was waiting from Mielnicki. If he follows out with the right hand, I think he might be in business.
Well, it's a tricky deal with matchmaking for a 17-year-old kid, right? You have a kid who's obviously a talent. You don't want to match him too tough, certainly, but you don't want to give him nobody either, right? You want to get somebody, and Bailey looks like the good type of opponent to get, in that you're going to have to do things well in order to get a win, but you're not getting overwhelmed by a guy with a great record.
But I know you've seen it, I've seen it before, and Lennox has seen it before. These guys get up for you. They train harder when they know they're coming to Vegas. They're going to fight some kid that's really riding high, that people are really high on, and they get up for the game and they give you fits.
Yep.
We saw it with Joey Spencer, and of course that really spurred him on to the next fight. Really train hard. He was going to let that happen to him again, make us fight close to the guy who should have beat easily, which he beat.
You can hear Mielnicki's people in the background here as people still getting into the Grand Garden Arena, filtering in for the final 5 or 6 fights here. His crowd is here from New Jersey, vociferous in the crowd. Mielnicki making his pro debut in Newark, pretty close to home for him on a Shakur Stevenson undercard. And again, he has only fought twice, and both bouts ended in the first round, so this is already good experience for young Mielnicki.
Good right hand by Mielnicki.
And it looks like Bailey is hurt.
There's a counter right hand off the rope. Mielnicki countered the right hand from Bailey, and really was a nice short right hand that hurt him down.
Hits him with a hook there, Bailey wobbling already, and they wave it off. Wow, Russell Moore didn't like what he saw. It looked like Bailey could recover, but he did have a bad second there.
Yes, he did.
Saw it in his eyes.
Yes, he did. I think that was a good stoppage by the ref. I mean, you don't want him to get hurt. And he didn't look his normal self. If he looked his normal self, he kept up his hands, but he looked a little bit wobbly. That means he didn't have his equilibrium under him. So I think that was a good stoppage by the ref. I'm sure Bailey didn't agree with that.
It's an understandable stoppage. I don't know if it's a good stoppage. What do you think, Joe?
Well, look, he never went down. That's number one. He automatically contested it. Bailey contested it, so he had his wits about him that he didn't think it was a good stoppage. But it looked like it would have been just a matter of seconds before Mielnicki landed a couple more solid shots and probably would have dropped him and hurt him.
Well, you got to remember, he got hurt. The referee stopped him. Then they went again. He got hurt again. So you want him to get hurt a third time?
I just thought he'd recover. covered.
Let's see the first one that
Watch
connected.
his right hand, and then boom, right there. Hit him right on the temple. There's the second one coming up. He's going to land another right here. Little sweet left hook, and then a slid in the right hand.
And that's the moment I'm talking about, where his eyes rolled up in his head, and that's what Russell Moore didn't like. I'll say this, I'm questioning it because I'm not sure. I'm sure the Bailey people are thinking, wait, come on now, let the kid fight. I will say this, it's a 4-rounder, and in a 4-rounder there are different standards. This is not a championship fight. This is not you live to fight another day, and I'll say that. You can see how upset Bailey is by it. We understand that. Let's get the particulars right now from Jimmy Lennon.
Well, fans, we have the time of 2 minutes 31 seconds in round number 2. Our referee stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated. White Magic, Vito Mielnicki Jr.
And we've got Larry Hazard here as well, Hall of Fame referee. Larry, what do you think of that stoppage?
No, that was an excellent stoppage. I'm looking right at it. I think Russell Moore was right on time. 4-round fight. Why let the guy take unnecessary punishment? I thought it was an excellent stoppage.